It's us. How about that? We need a better picture for that. What's going on? Hi, everyone. We're just getting it together here. And where are we? And what are we doing? Let's see. It is episode number 291. Sorta, kinda. What does this button do? It's a Google Photos updates and it asks Chris anything. So we're going to go right into it. So you take a lot of photos with your phone. You want them automatically gathered and organized. You do, I know. I
thousands and thousands of pictures,
and
right?
That's why Google Photos was created. But you probably have questions, and she has the answers up there. Okay. So this is Ask Chris Anything.
So yeah, this is a special episode, different from our normal What Does This Button Do? It's just about Google Photos. And I'm going to start off with some updates and then take your questions.
Oh, great. All right. We do specialize in Google Photos. Chris is a product expert at the highest level. They've even given
Diamond. I even have an award from Google.
They gave her an award, can you believe?
For my videos.
Yeah.
I should start saying award-winning
Award-winning, yes. World-renowned, award-winning, specializing in Google Photos. All right. We want to thank our premium members. You're the folks that make this all possible. Premium members are on geeksontour.com. You can become one. Just go to our website and join now. It's $68 for a year, but if your recurring membership is $58 annually, it's a great deal. You get a lot of good information and some of the benefits of...
I see a lot of our members in the chat now.
Yep. So,
hello, everybody.
Yeah. Judy, Linda, James, look at all these people. Another Linda, Billy and Karen. Great, Alice. Thank you all for being here. Let's get going. We have a backstage pass. That's one of the benefits of membership, and it's for our premium members only. It's an online meeting using Zoom, so you can come in, you can ask us any questions more. It's part of our community. Come on in. You get the link from the email that Chris sent out earlier today, or just go to our website, geeksontour.com, the Join Now, the member login, and you have the link right there, okay?
All right, so for Google Photos, if you use Google Photos, you've noticed it keeps changing all the time. And there is no official update record, but I try to keep one. And I want to show you that. If you scan that code, you will go straight to it. But you can also just go to your browser, geeksontour.com/GPupdates. And I want to show you that.
That probably stands for Google Photos, right?
Google Photos Updates,
cool.
Right. So geeksontour.com, GP Updates. And as much as I can, I write down anytime I notice a change in Google Photos. I put the date. So the last one I wrote down was, what's that, yesterday. And I put the chapter of my book, Learn Google Photos, that is affected by this change. So if you have the book and you keep track of these changes, you can go to that chapter and make a little note. And it goes back there's lots and lots and lots of updates. And if you want to see them all, you can go here. What I want to do today is just kind of highlight what I think are the most important ones, and then we'll take some of your questions. So that's how you see all of the updates. And if you've noticed an update that I don't have entered there, please do send me an email, and I will add it to the list. Now, during today's show, at all sorts of times when you listen to us, you will hear us talk about our videos. We have nearly 900 short tutorial videos, and we will refer to them by number. So if you hear us say, to learn more about XYZ, see video number 123, what you do is go to geeksontour.com/123. or whatever number we gave you. So or if you want to see them all, you can go to geeksontour.com, click the tutorials menu, and then all videos. And you will see from number 1 all the way through 900 or 897 right now, I think it is.
It's way up there.
Okay. So, the number 1 change that you will see, because it's how you use Google Photos, is they keep moving our menus. I don't know. I think they all just get together and, have a coffee clatch and say, I think this menu needs to go here, and I think this menu needs to go there. They keep moving them around. So I want to show you where some of the things have moved to now. If you're accustomed to seeing a library menu, it ain't there. Utilities, gone. Search suggestions, even just normal search, gone. But we now have collections. Collections really does make sense to me, and I'm going to show you all these on the phone in a minute. That is where most of the things that were under library are now under collections. That's where you see your favorites. That's where the trash is. That's where all your albums are, your people, your places. That's under collections, and it's down at the bottom of the screen. Then you have this very cryptic little button, the plus. There's a lot under the plus. It's at the top of the screen. And I will show you that. There's no more creations under library or no more print shop. Those are all under the plus. There is also no longer the 2 little heads that stand for sharing. Instead, they've said, well, we'll let you know anytime something is shared with you or anytime somebody comments on yours. So we will do that with an update. What they call updates. It looks like notifications to me, the little bell. So let me show you some of that stuff. First on the Android.
Okay, looks like we kind of buffered there for a minute. I think we should be back. That's not happened in a long time.
Okay, so where should I go back to?
Not sure.
All right, well, let me just briefly mention this slide. The menu changes, there are a lot of menu changes. No more library or utilities or search suggestions. You'll find most things under collections and then the plus at the top. And then settings are under your face, your account button. No creations or print shop. All of that is under the plus. No more sharing with the 2 little heads. Now you have this bell, which they call updates. Looks like a notification bell to me. You get notified whenever anybody shares something with you or comments on something you've shared. So let me show you that on the Android. Okay, so this is my Samsung. Most all Androids should look the same. You still have your grid in the middle, all of your photos. You still have your carousel of memories at the top. And you still have your account button in the very top right. Most everything else is different. Collections. I think this is the main one you need to understand. Collections is where all your groupings of photos are. Your favorites, the trash, your shared library, so I can get to Jim's photos here. People and pets, on-device folders. Here's albums. And this is really cool, I think. When you click on albums, you can now see all albums, just my albums, or just albums that are other people's albums that have been shared with me. That I like a lot. All shared with me or my albums. Then there's places, and the map is still right here. So the top tile on places is the map of all of your photos, so you can find where you have photos taken, and you can look at them. The photos appear at the bottom, the map is at the top. And we're still under collections. Here's where you can see, just see the group of screenshots or videos or recently added. That's an important one. Jim's photos, archive and locked. All right. Then memories. This one drives me crazy. I just see absolutely, I personally don't understand that menu item, because what I find here are my albums. I already know how to get to my albums under collections, so why are they here under memories? Now, there are occasionally groups of photos that Google put together for me. They're not my albums. They are the automatic memories. If you don't make any albums yourself, you will still have groupings of photos under memories. But if you do make albums like I do, most of what is here are my albums. All right. So photos, memories, collections, and ask. This is what AI has done to search. And I think the jury's still out, or they're still working on making this really good. I'll give you a couple of examples. But if you want to just use straight search, you can click on switch to classic search. So now you have classic search. All right. The plus at the top, a very important one. So don't just gloss over this little plus button. If you tap on that, this is where you can create a new album, collage, highlight video, cinematic photo, animation, and where you can order photo books, prints, and more. This is also where you can import from other places, such as Photo Scan. So that little plus is very important. The bell is where any activity on your shared albums or anything that's been shared with you all shows up under that little bell. Had enough? Just one more. I mean, if you look around the screen, where are menus? When you see 3 dots, there's a menu there. But this little 3 dots isn't at the very top or at the very bottom. It's just on the top of your grid. So it is settings for your grid of photos. Stacks, for example, is turned on and off here. And then last, but definitely not least, under your account button, your little face or initial in the top right, this is where your main photos settings are. Now this has been this way for quite a while. However, if you have photo frames around your house. You have been able to set the albums shown on those photo frames in your library. No longer. Now it's under Photos Settings and Apps and Devices. And there's your photo frames. Okay. Enough on menus. The bottom line is these are still going to keep changing. And you need to put on a explorer's hat when you say, I know it's here somewhere, and you can find it. The options, they rarely eliminate options, they just move them around. Now, I'm going to show you the iPhone just for a minute, because apparently somebody agrees with me that Memories menu at the bottom is redundant, because on the iPhone, and you zoom into the bottom here, on the iPhone there is the Photos, your standard Photos grid, and there is the Ask, and there is Collections. There is no Memories. Now, they've changed the name of it and called it Moments, and they've put it in as a tile under Collections. And it still has the confusing combination of my own albums as well as their automatically created ones. So that's the main changes that has been happening with Google Photos. It's all around the menus. But there's a couple other things. The search or ask. Ask is actually Google's AI Gemini getting integrated within Google Photos. So instead of just searching for keywords, you'll be able to have conversations. You'll be able to ask it, show me the best pictures that I've taken in the U.S. national parks. And it'll do that. Pretty cool. Find me pictures of while I was living in California. And now I've been in California several times, and when I tried this, the AI came back and said, well, here's all the photos in California. I'm not sure when you lived there. Can you give me some dates? So it's a conversation like an AI chatbot, not just a simple search. However, I am not happy using it yet, because even though it will show me the pictures I ask for, as of now, you cannot select them. So you can't do anything with them except for look at them and ask for them again next time you want to see them. I'm sure that will be changing. It's a work in progress. More editing features. Flip. Have you ever taken a picture that was a mirror image? You know, you took a selfie and your camera settings were incorrect so that you got backwards text. I've taught before how to fix that using Snapseed, using another app. Now you can do it right in Google Photos as long as you have an Android. This feature isn't in iPhone yet. And I will show you this in a second. Then video editing. You can now speed up your videos and slow them down. And editing, you have the same enhance. Just make this video look better, Google Photos. Like you do with photos, you now have that with videos. So let me show you. I'm going to go to the Android because that's where all of them are. And here is this photo that if you look closely, you cannot read the Geeks on Tour logo on my shirt because it's flipped. You tap Edit, and then Crop, and then it's this third little button here where you see the dashed lines on one side and the solid lines on the other. You just tap that, and the photo's flipped. And you save a copy. So this will not, it doesn't let you overwrite the original. And I'm not going to bother, I just wanted to show it to you. Then video edits. first I need to find a video, and I can do that with Ask and Videos. I can spell it right. Videos. All right, well, here is a video. Nope. That's an old one. All right. So this is where I say ask. Don't plan to use ask like you used to use search. So I'm going to switch to classic search and ask for videos. And here is a video. No, I don't like that example. They've really, there, that video's under collections. Okay. Now, here's a video of our room in the cruise ship watching the Panama Canal go by. I want to speed that up. Edit. And under video,
Looks pretty dark. Can you make that lighter?
it's also downloading, and it's going to take a long time. Let's see if by any chance the iPhone will do me better for this. There. Better. Edit. And it's this little, it looks like a odometer or speedometer. Yeah, it's supposed to look like a speedometer. I tap that. I say I want to make the whole thing, so I make sure that the entire video is selected, and then I can make it 2 times faster or 4 times faster. Let's see what that looks like. So now it's going a lot faster. Better. And you tap done, and you would save a copy. And by the same token, you could make it slower, quarter speed. I'm not going to do any of that. I'm going to cancel. And the last thing you can do with a video to edit it, you can you can use all of your adjustments that you can on on Photos, and on the Android you have the enhance option. So there's so much that's really similar on the iPhone versus the Android, and there's just little niggly differences here and there. All right, I think we're ready for some questions now. Do we have any questions in the... We had some questions come in.
Yeah, let's bring... I think we have one here. George says, as travelers, you must encounter captive portal pages on public Wi-Fi sites that just don't get shown, so you can't connect to the internet. What's your solution?
Captive portal pages?
Yeah, if we're connecting to other connections, I guess, other Wi-Fis, they make you stop and go to... I think that's what it is. We have not had that issue when we have been in port. We are on our normal cellular Google Fi, and when we were on the ship, we were connected to the Wi-Fi that's on the ship and included. That was, and at least on the last couple of trips, it was included, and it was Starlink. It was fast. It didn't even hiccup the way we had earlier today on this one.
Really.
This is supposed to be real solid. So, yeah, okay. That's
captive portal. So you have to authenticate. So, for example, when we did try to connect to the Wi-Fi in our room on a ship, you had to authenticate. You had to give it some kind of password or room number or something like that. And if you're not actually on the ship and you can't give it a name and a room number, then yeah, you can't use that Wi-Fi.
I hope but there are other solutions you can. Well, yeah, there are a lot of different solutions.
Yeah, we try to make sure that we have cellular that works wherever we are. I mean, except out to sea, of course, but
Maurice says it's in hotel logins. Yeah, we've seen that. I agree.
and airplane.
And yeah, there are captive portals all over the place. Yeah, airplane's another good one. But typically I try and avoid those, and I'll use whatever connection, because you have to put in all kinds of information. They want your name, your email address, and your social security numbers and everything. So no thanks. So Linda said, oh yeah, I think
Yeah, the ask versus search is really new.
and it's rolling out. My Pixel does not have it. I know other people that have a Pixel and it's on there. So yeah, don't worry.
It's account by account, and it is rolling out, but yeah, I don't think you're missing anything yet.
No.
So,
well, yeah.
They're trying it out on me. And when it gets good, you'll get it. How's that?
Okay. So, Chris, there are some other ones. Where do I find existing creations? It used to be in the library. Now there's no library.
And you might say, oh, well, I just learned that library is collections now. But if you look under collections, you will not see creations. So you just have to search, and classic search, for creations. And then I think, wait a second, let me make sure of that. Yeah. Cancel, back. And yeah, see, here I am under collections. And none of these choices here are creations. I'm pretty sure there used to be. But if you go to Ask and Classic Search and search for creations, there you go. So you can still get them. Search is still your friend, and Classic Search is still there, even if you have the new Ask.
Okay. Judy says, earlier comment, collections, albums, no search by name, still have search as an Android option.
You can, if you search for an album name, okay, I need to demonstrate this. So I have an album called Kayak Favorites or something like that. I have lots of albums with the word kayak in it. And no, you can't go to collections and albums and search within albums. That would be nice.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be nice. Send feedback.
We have, and you should too.
But you can go to Ask, and I think this works even with the new Ask or the Classic. If I type kayak and then do not press enter, do not press go, do not collect $200, you will see an autocomplete that shows everything with the word kayak, and it will tell you if those are albums. So you can search for albums, but it's just a normal search, not in the collections.
Okay, Ron wants to know, how do I get it?
How do you get Ask?
Yeah.
I just wait. I don't think there's anything you can do.
No. And you might not really want it.
Yeah, I don't. To my knowledge, there isn't a. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I did. Maybe there is a wait list. But I got on it a long time ago. I didn't think it existed anymore. So I'm not sure. But Google for Google Photos Ask waitlist. See if there is such a thing still.
Okay.
We had a couple of questions that did come in via email before.
How can I copy a Facebook image to Google Photos on my desktop?
It's a two-step process. You can't go directly from Facebook to Google Photos for one or two pictures. There is a process to get all of your Facebook photos and suck them all into Google Photos. But I think you're asking, you see a photo that you want. How do you get it into Google Photos? Two steps. You have to download it to your computer from Facebook and then upload it. And I will show you how to do that. So if you go to Facebook and find the photo that you want, let's say I want this photo of the elephant seals out in California. Assuming you're on the Chrome browser, and I think all other browsers do this too, you right-click and save image as. And you put it, I'll just write seal, and you put it on your computer hard drive in a folder that you know where it is, and you save it. Now you go to Google Photos, and you click the plus in the upper right-hand corner, and import photos, and find that photo, and open. So, two-step process. Download to your computer, upload into Google Photos.
Okay. Where did the map view of my photos go? I really like being able to find a photo when all I remember is the place I took it. It used to be under search. Yeah, now it's not there.
So what do you think, everybody? Where did kind of everything get collected? What menu collected?
Collected? That's a clue?
Hint, hint, hint. Yeah, it's under collections and places, and the map is the first tile in under places.
Okay, Paul wants to know, I was looking at a motorhome for sale on the internet. The seller had a link to a Google Photos album of pictures of the motorhome. I clicked on the link and viewed the pictures. Now the seller's entire album of pictures of the motorhome shows up in the Google Photos portion of my computer, along with the other albums that I've created. How did this happen?
Yeah, there has been a little change. When people share an album and send you a link, they have the option of turning something called collaboration on or off. If they have collaboration on, just the fact of you looking at that album makes you join it, and it will show up in your Google Photos under albums shared with me. So let me show you that. So it's not, you're not talking about the photos are actually interspersed with your photos. It's just that the album shows up with your albums, right? I think that's what I understood. So here I am under albums, and notice I have my albums and shared with me. So, and if you say, well, this set of photos, I don't want to be showing up in mine. You can click on it, 3 dots, and leave album. Then it will be gone from your list. But yeah, if they don't have collaboration on, and they shouldn't have it on for a album of photos of an item for sale, they shouldn't have it on, then you would have to have clicked the join button in order to have that show up in your albums. So a weird, funky little thing that just recently happened.
Okay. Ed wants to know, would Notebook LM you talked about take the place of the now ridiculously overpriced Evernote?
Well, this really isn't a Google Photos question, but we did call the show Ask Chris Anything, right?
Yeah, that's true.
So, and this interesting thought, if you saw our show last week, we demonstrated an AI called Notebook LM. And my first reaction to this question is no, 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 no. Evernote and Notebook LM, apples and oranges, completely different things. But then I thought, well, if your main purpose for using Evernote was just making notebooks where you kept groups of documents, yeah,
Maybe.
it's worth giving it a shot. Once you put a bunch of documents into a notebook in Notebook LM, then you don't have to find the specific documents if you want to remember something. You just ask Notebook LM and it will read through all the documents in a notebook and give you the answer. Pretty
Now,
cool.
there is a limit of sources that you can put into a Notebook LM. I'm not sure what that is, but
it was
it's
20.
big.
I think it's
Bigger now.
okay. Yeah.
Okay. So, Google Photos, let's see, for the Galaxy, or let's see, something stopped automatically downloading to Picasa, and yeah, that's...
Well, nothing ever just downloaded to Picasa. But I think what you are referring to, you could be referring to two things. Number one, there used to be a time, but it ended in 2019, that Google Drive could sync both with your Google Photos and with your computer. And once photos are on your computer, Picasa could be pointed at that folder. So if photos got to your computer, Picasa could see them. But that ended in 2019, so it's been gone, 5 years. You may also be referring to the fact that Samsung Gallery can sync with Microsoft OneDrive, and OneDrive can sync down to your computer. Now, that's still working just fine, but there's lots of different moving parts to that. You have to have your phone's gallery settings correct, and you have to have your Microsoft OneDrive settings correct to sync to your computer. It would have been very easy for any one of those settings to get turned off. That may be what happened to you. But in any case, Google Photos never synchronized with, well, unless you go back before 2015, never synchronized. There was no Google Photos before 2015.
Okay. So, I like to organize my Google Photos into Google albums. I don't understand why the photos that I have taken out of the mainstream photo feed and pasted into albums are not removed from the mainstream.
Well, you need to understand that because that's how it works, period. You are not taking them out of the mainstream and putting them into an album. Oh, and there's a video you should probably watch of ours. I'll find it in a minute. You are just marking a photo in the mainstream to show up in an album. Why does it work that way? You might want one photo to show up in 3 different albums without having to make 3 different copies. So the photo only exists once in your library. Then you can make it show up in 1, 2, 3, 4, however many albums that you want. If you delete the photo from the library, it's gone from all the albums. That's how it works. But your question continued on. You have a lot more photos to keep track of. Not really. I mean, you still only have the one actual photo in your library. Now you say the ones that make the cut for the album are probably the only ones I really want to keep. I'd like to be able to know which photos were in an album and delete the rest of them. Oh, that is my, not number 1, but my number 2 feature request for Google Photos. there should be, and I agree with you completely here, there should be a filter so that we can see what photos have not been added to albums. Those are good candidates for deleting and clearing up some space from our account. Because if you, like I, put your good photos into an album, then if they're not in an album, that means they're not keepers and you could delete them. But we have no way, except on an individual photo by photo basis, there's no filter to show you all of that. And she says, the other thing is that I haven't been able to figure out how I can organize my Google Photos alphabetically or even chronologically. Well, the chronologically happens by default. Okay, so 2 questions that you have that I think I have videos for you to see. And the first was the difference between albums and folders. I'm going to go to geeksontour.com and just search for folders. And folders to album. Yeah, so OneDrive folder, folders to albums. Okay, yeah, number 710. So if you watch video number 710, nope, that's not it. That's not it. How about just folder, singular. Folder, upload. We want the difference between albums and folders. And I happen to know that it is in our YouTube show called Fun with Photos. And look through here. Yeah. Albums, books, using search, why I like it. It's here somewhere. Folders versus albums. There we go. Episode 9 of Fun with Photos explains in detail the difference between folders versus albums. Then you asked about sorting. Sorting, and I'm just going to search for that. Sorting photos within an album or sorting albums, 855 and 856. I think those would help answer your question. All right, any more from the live audience?
Let's see. Would you please show again how to find out how many photos you have in Google Photos? Thank you.
Now that's something that I taught in our members-only Zoom class called Do More with Google Photos, which another one is coming up on January 7, because that's just on the phone. What he's talking about is on the phone. If you tap on your account button and where it says backup complete, it takes a minute to show up depending on how many photos you have. But the number of photos, the actual count, not the space being used, but the actual count of photos and videos will appear right there. I have a lot of photos, so it can take a while. Let me see if it's any faster on the iPhone. Yeah. Isn't that weird? I mean, Android is a Google product, right? And yet there are a lot of things that seem to work better on the iPhone. There. Now it showed up.
You had to talk about it, though.
I had to talk about it, yeah. All right. So it didn't show up above, it showed up below. 108,483 photos and videos. And the iPhone doesn't completely agree, but it's close. 106,555. So that's where it is. It's under your account button and backup. And you find it right there.
Okay. That's it.
That's it. All right. Oh, well, I have a couple other frequently asked questions.
Okay. I have images in a Google Photos album, and after editing, I get a save option for some and a save copy for others. If I use save copy, where does the copy go? The image in the album remains unchanged.
Yeah, there could definitely be some improvement in these options too. And this is one reason why I so prefer save versus save copy. I hate making copies. Some of the editing features, the fancier editing features, force you to save a copy. On the Android, on the iPhone, you can save over your original, even with the fancy editing things. But where does it go? It goes into your library right next to the original. You would have to know how to find that original in your grid, your library, because, yeah, it won't show up in the album. Send feedback. Either put the save copy into the album, and in some situations that does happen. I haven't figured out exactly the pattern, but in some situations, your saved copy will appear in an album, but usually not. Or at least give us a way, like Picasa used to have. I could right-click on a photo in an album and say, take me to the photo on disk or in library. We could really use that feature in Google Photos.
Okay.
Okay.
Another one. On my phone, how do I just back up selected photos? I don't want all my photos going to the cloud.
Yeah. You would have to turn off the setting for automatic backup. Then they won't go. Now, how do you upload? You can, with each individual picture, if it is not uploaded, you will see a little icon of a cloud with an up arrow in it, meaning this picture is not uploaded. Tap on that little cloud with the up arrow and it'll go up. But there's an even easier way. I really like this. If you add photos to an album, albums are creations in the cloud. So if you add a photo to an album, of necessity, it has to get uploaded. So pretty cool, right? You can turn off auto backup and then just make an album for what you want to be uploaded, and they will be uploaded. I wouldn't trust myself to do that on a timely basis, though. I mean, odds are I would have just taken, my phone would go overboard just before I was about to make that album. And if their photos haven't been uploaded, then you're SOL. So.
Whoops. That's not it.
Okay. I'm not going to, yes. I'm going to just show you one example of this Magic Editor that I love. Magic Editor. And there was a time, there was a time when these magic editing features were only available to paid subscribers to Google Photos. You were paying for storage. Now it's available to anybody. And Magic Editor is the latest one. And yeah, watch this. So this is a picture in our neighborhood here of a lake and a fountain and a couple of geese. I tap Edit. And then it's this button right here that's Magic Editor. It doesn't say Editor anywhere, Magic Editor, but you tap there. And there's a bunch of things you could do. I could move those geese around, but no, I want the effects. So I tap the Magic Editor button again, and based on the photo it sees, it gives me certain effects that can be applied. If I tap on water, This is makes a really pretty picture, and you can't quite think, wow, what's changed? What's different? Is this fake? I don't. If you tap on the button at the top, it shows that was my original. And you can stay zoomed in. That was my original. This is how it got fixed. So it's just kind of dreamy. And it gives you other options as well. So Magic Editor now, and an interesting thing that's happening now, if I now save that, and I have to save a copy, if I look in the, yeah, that's the copy. If I look in the information for this photo, it tells me AI info, edited with Google AI. So that's new. Whenever you edit a photo with AI, that gets stamped into the metadata of the photo. That's how Google is trying to be transparent, so that you can't mess with stuff and not acknowledge it. All right. And if you want to learn more about Magic Editor, it's video 874. And My Week is a special album. I've been using it. I kind of like it. I'll do a video on it. Not going to spend time now. And have you noticed your 2024 recaps? They're cool. Watch them. And they're grayed out because I haven't saved them yet. But it tells me that I took, how many thousands of photos I took this year. And probably the most fun one is a year in smiles. It's just collected the best pictures of people smiling. All right, and I'm not going to do that one.
That one? How can I know if a photo is taking up storage space?
You say, what do you mean, if a photo is taking up storage space? Of course it's taking up storage space. Well, not if it was in storage saver mode and it was saved before June 2021. But how you find out is you swipe up on the phone or you tap the I on the computer and it will tell you. It says it's backed up 1.5 megabytes. So this particular photo is on device 2.4 megabytes. And in the cloud, backed up, it's 1.5 megabytes because I'm using storage saver, so it gets somewhat compressed as it goes up to the cloud. So that's the answer to that question. And any others?
I don't see any here. Let's see. They're from WhatsApp and not anything I was interested in. Hadn't gotten around to deleting it when it went into Google Photos.
Okay, WhatsApp. So there's photos in WhatsApp. You have Android, yeah. If you go into collections and on this device, you should see a WhatsApp images. And if you don't want them in your Google Photos, make sure that this backup is turned off. I'm in a WhatsApp group now that I kind of want some of the photos, so I have it on. But then I just delete the ones that I don't want. Oh, the annual update. And to delete them from WhatsApp. They went into the annual. I can't delete from annual update. So I don't know. And on that note, I think we're done. You're coming backstage, right, Debbie? We can work on that backstage if you want.
Okay. Our Backstage Pass is where you can come right after this meeting. I'll set up the Zoom right after the show. You get the link from an email that Chris sent out earlier, or you can go to our website, geeksontour.com/member login. You can find it there. Okay, let's see. Debbie says there I couldn't edit annual update.
Yeah, I think she means their little gift of a little movie. We're frozen.
I know.
Oh,
Talking.
with their gift of a movie, you can't edit. Yeah, there have sometimes been ones that you could, but yeah, I guess these you can't.
Okay, but sign up for our free newsletter, geeksontour.com/news. And we have just about all of it. But happy holidays for everyone, to everyone. Never stop learning. What does this button do? Yeah, so we have our wreath right here.
There we go. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, ho.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll see you after the New Year.
Stuff, and we'll see you. Yeah. Well, no, we'll see you next week, but that'll be after Christmas.
Next week, it won't be a live next week though. It'll be our.
Oh, okay.
We'll be there in the chat. Yeah, we'll be.
But we'll see you there, and come backstage. We'll see you at in the green room afterwards.
In just a few minutes.
I think I can stop this now. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.